Finally time for another video. Got a comment this week about the radio, so we're gonna do a little bit on that today. We'll go through each of the different features. We're gonna start off. This first screen that you're looking at now is Sirius satellite radio. You got I believe you have programming up to 3. Yeah, you can program up to 3 different users. So I'm using user 1. You can have your wife use Sirius 2, and then there's a Sirius 3. In each one you have your own 6 programs. Got your category button that lists all the different channels you have available to yourself. Also, you can replay a song if you want. I believe it keeps track of the last 30 minutes. And then you have your FM. You got 2 users, and then AM you only have 1. You got your CD. I don't have any CDs. Then your aux, you can do Bluetooth audio. You can plug in down here below. You can see down there. You got a USB and a regular aux port. And then you can also do an iPod. It'll automatically recognize it, and you can control it with the screen. And then you got your navigation. You can do your points of interest, address, previous destinations, and then you can do intersections. You can do a search if there's something you want to search for and you don't know the address. It'll find it for you. Same thing, or you can save points of interest. You got your address book, and then you got your map. It does voice, so you can tell it what you want and it'll look for it. It's kind of neat. Last, you got your apps over here. You got your Sirius traffic. I still have the free. I also have a subscription. It's not too bad. If you call them and talk to them, you can usually beat them down on price. I think I'm paying. They don't really negotiate for the traffic and other stuff, but as far as the music, you can beat them down quite a bit as far as price. You can do your fuel, weather, sports, stocks. I like the fuel. You can set it. Since I put diesel in this, I have it set to diesel. It'll tell you your prices, which is pretty cool, especially if you're in an area you don't know. You can find your fuel pretty easily, and you can even select a gas station. So this is a grocery store nearby. It'll list all of it. When last time I don't know how it gets the prices from. I'm not quite sure if there's an app that you can use and you can get points. But if you hit go here, it automatically set up the navigation to navigate to it. So that's the fuel. And then you got your weather. Usually takes your closest area, uses your location. You get a forecast. You can do a 5-day and give you the weather for the next couple of days. Moving listings. If you want to go to a movie theater, you can set your favorite theaters. I'll show you guys how it works. That's you can hit movies, and it tells you what movies they have playing. I believe you can even get the times. Yeah, and it lists the times. You can even call them or tell it to go there, and it'll navigate to it. Then here's the Sirius Connect. This is where you can look for locations on your phone and then send it to it using the app. It's pretty. I haven't used it yet. I did find out that the pricing on it, they got different price points, and it allows you to do different things. I think the most expensive one is $25 a month, or $24.99 to be exact. When you buy a Titan, I still haven't figured out which trim levels. I believe you got to get an SL or a Platinum Reserve to do this. I'm not quite sure on that yet. But you get it for 6 months free after purchasing. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I do like the fact that I can start it at work when I'm not in the parking garage. And then it's been running for a few minutes by the time I get to it. So that's nice. And then you got your phone. You got your phone book. You can dial a number, and then this button here, you can switch it from nighttime to daytime, darkening. Climate control is all automatic. It's a nice feature. I enjoy just setting the temp and letting it do its own thing. I enjoy it. So that's it for the radio. We'll go ahead and get on the road here, and I want to discuss some issues that are reported on forums and stuff, and talk about the transmission and things of that nature some more. So I'll see you guys here in a minute. We're finally back on the road. Alright, so some of the issues I wanted to discuss this time around on this video. There's a lot of postings online about cold start issues. I haven't had any issues personally. Temperatures here have gotten down to the single digits. Haven't gotten anything below 0 yet, and it's always started up, no problems. There are a lot of postings on the forums about not being able to start, taking 10 times of, doing the glow plug process. Like I said, I haven't had any issues with it. As far as the transmission, I recently got a TCM update on mine because it was a little rough shifting. Everybody's having it. It's just a software issue. It's not a transmission mechanical problem or anything. Since the update, it's been running really, really good. Every now and then I'll get a hard shift, but for the most part, it's been very, very good, and I've been happy with it. I heard that a new update just came out recently, but I think I already have it. Other than that, I'm gonna have to check. I gotta take it into the dealership for a minor issue here soon, and we'll discuss that here shortly as well. So the issues that I have had personally and experienced, at one point I was getting a 4-wheel drive error, and the ATP traction control and ABS lights would come on, as well as a message on the display saying 4-wheel drive error warning. The dealership pulled, I believe it was 3 different codes. I'll have those come across the screen, so you can see those codes. But anyways, they had those codes come up, and they did a hard reset, and at that time they went ahead and applied a ECM update that they said there was. That went on for a little bit until they could figure it out. They finally opened a case with Nissan. Nissan reported they had several other issues, and apparently, from what I got from my service manager at the dealership that I take mine to, apparently some of the early build Titans last year, mine was March 16 of last year. Apparently a lot of the early build trucks got some bad transfer cases. I don't know why they haven't issued a recall for those to just get them out of the way and replace them. I don't know if they will or not. They might be. But they went ahead and replaced it. It was kind of expensive. I believe just the parts for that warranty claim was about $3,000, and then labor was about $2,000. I know a lot of people said, well, that's a lot of money for labor. I think my dealership billed them for troubleshooting the issue, because it took them, I know they had the truck for a little over a week at that time, and the service manager was taking it out from time to time, trying to reproduce the error. I had took a screenshot of the dash the 2 times or 3 or 4 times that I've experienced the issue when I've had it. When it does happen, you can't put it in and out of 4-wheel drive. I know there was somebody that had the issue while they were in four-wheel drive and they couldn't get it out of four-wheel drive. I'm going to assume that when you get that error, it disables the switch of toggling between the different modes. I did, if you cut the truck off and you restarted it, you regained your ability to change everything. So it's not like if it happens, you're screwed. You just have to shut the truck down and fire it back up, and you got your ability to switch between four-wheel and two-wheel and four-low. So that was the one of the issues I've had. The second issue I've had, and this was shortly after I purchased it, I had an issue, and there's a video on my channel that I posted where I couldn't get the door open. I had that happen, and it only happens when it was cold. After the truck was, I got in the truck and finally drove it, it, wouldn't happen. We found out that apparently the locking mechanism had a bad gasket that seals water from getting in the door onto the lock itself. And so I was getting water, and then when it was cold, it was freezing, and the lock would malfunction and not work. So the dealership replaced the door handle, the locking mechanism, some cabling in the door, and some gaskets. And I haven't had any issues with it since, which has been nice. And that was the other issue, one of the other issues I had. Now the third issue I just started, and that's why I got to take it in here soon. They ordered parts. My driver's side door is not sealing properly. Initially, when I took it in yesterday, they thought that maybe the door just needed to be adjusted because of replacing the lock from that earlier issue. It comes to find out that they want to replace the weather stripping. Sorry about that. I had another Nissan guy hollering at that light where you just stopped at and wanted to chit chat. So anyways, like I said, the weather stripping needs to be replaced. The service guy said, well, looks like it was never sealing properly. So they went ahead and ordered a new gasket. Minor issue. Like I said, the only major issue I had was the transfer case. Everything else was minor. I don't consider it a big deal. Even the transfer case, in my opinion, isn't that big of a deal. Some people might be a little peed off because they were without a truck for a while or whatever. To me, it's not a big deal. It happens. No biggie. It's part of buying a new platform. Yeah. They're not always going to be perfect. So it's the way it is, Other than that, like I said, the truck's been great. I love it. I know there's been, a lot of people doing buybacks because they're unhappy with them, and I haven't had, like I said, I've only had 3 issues with it, and 2 of them are extremely minor. The transfer case, I would almost consider it a minor issue because it doesn't quite disable the truck completely. I guess it's more just an inconvenience. I don't know. I guess if you're off-road, it might be more of a big deal, depending on your situation off-road and so forth. But for the most part, you just restart the truck and it's gone until you get it fixed. I have about 4,300 miles at this point now on my truck. Gas mileage has been really good. Yesterday I was running some errands and we ended up with 21.4 miles per gallon on one of the trips I went on yesterday, which was pretty impressive in my opinion. I know some people have reported higher, more mid 20s, lower 20s. I know there was a guy that said he got 22, 23 out of his diesel. which I guess is pretty good. I mean, anything in the high teens, 20s for a truck this size is really, really good. We'll talk to you guys here in a little bit at my destination. What was it, last weekend? A buddy of mine had a car trailer, and I was curious to see how well it did braking and acceleration wise. So I met up with a buddy of mine. He's got a Chevy, I don't know, it's an older, I'd say probably late 90s model Chevy pickup. I believe it's an extended cab. I'll put a picture of it on the, I'll put a picture, I got 3 pictures, and I'll have them flash up on the screen while we're talking about it. It was about, we went to a weight station after we got the trailer hooked up and loaded, and I towed his truck just for fun. Like I said, he was interested in the Nissan Titan with the diesel, and he wanted to get an idea of what it could do, and I was interested in how well it did. I hear all these people saying, oh, it does great towing, and wanted to experience it for myself. So we hooked up, weighed it. We came in about, including my truck, the trailer, and his truck, we weighed the whole setup, weighed in about 16,000 pounds. I figured it out to be that I was towing around 8,000 pounds is what we figured. His truck and the trailer, maybe somewhere more in between 8 and 9 total. It did extremely well. Didn't really, gas mileage, I'm gonna guess I was getting around 12. Can't really say because I didn't tow it very long. Basically jumped on the interstate, towed it about, I don't know, 2 or 3 exits down, turned around and came back. Then I pulled it around a small little town. It did extremely well. Braking was great. One of the things that was a little interesting, getting on the interstate, I decided to floor it, put the pedal all the way down, and she broke loose a little bit, which was kind of surprising. I wasn't expecting that at all, and you could feel the rear end of the truck kind of didn't come sideways, but you could feel that there was no traction. Kind of swayed a little bit, but not a whole lot. Like I said, I wasn't expecting it to do that. Didn't think it would do that, especially with all that weight on there. I know those of you, or there's probably a few of you that might think that we didn't have the trailer loaded right, but we did. Because the truck squatted, I'd say it squatted about 2 inches. I mean, it's pretty level, as level as you're gonna get. I only have a 1.5 or 2 inch drop receiver or ball. I think I need to get maybe a 4 inch drop. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure that out when I have some time to measure. The wife and I plan on getting a camper hopefully soon. Hopefully it's not too long. That's part of the reason we upgraded to the XD, because I had a 15 Titan with the towing package, and it was rated for 9,300 pounds towing, and we decided to upgrade and get the diesel. So the trailer that she picked out and that we both like, fully loaded, tanks full and everything, it's supposed to weigh around 11,000 pounds, I believe, maybe 12, which this should handle no problem. I'll never travel with the tanks full to begin with, because all the camping that her and I will do will most likely be at a site with hookups. We'll do full hookups. Probably won't get sewer, so I'll have to dump it, when we while we're there, and then dump it again when we leave. It depends. But most of the time, we won't be doing any boondocking. I highly doubt that. We like our comforts. We like air conditioning and heating and things of that nature. I don't know how late in the season we'll use it, so who knows? That's a whole nother topic. That's getting off topic. Truck has been nice. Want to thank you guys for watching the video. Give this video a like, leave a comment below on anything you want to discuss, and subscribe. And again, hopefully we can get out some more videos. I want to get up to maybe a daily vlogging type deal, but we'll see with work schedule and things of that nature. Hopefully I can bump it up to getting 2 out a week. Maybe do a Tuesday and a Thursday video, or maybe a Monday, Friday kind of thing. We'll see. Maybe we'll just say 2 videos a week and they'll show up when they show up. Like I said, give me a subscribe. Hopefully we can get some better fan base here, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.